If you already have a podcast, you've put out some episodes and put a ton of work into your social media channels, and you're struggling to find any new listeners for your show, you should really be podcasting on YouTube. If you don't think that you've got what it takes to be great at YouTube, you are completely wrong. YouTube is an amazing place to be podcasting, and while it does take a lot of work, much of that work you've already done with your podcast episodes. I'm sure you've had the same fears with podcasting at first, too. If you're a podcaster and you're not on YouTube, then you need to keep watching because getting your podcast on YouTube is going to be a game changer for your show. And in this video, I'm going to convince you with the 6 reasons your podcast should be on YouTube. Hey Podski, welcome back to the Pod Sound School channel. Or if this is your first time here, we are obsessed with podcasts. We're podcast coaches and producers. I'm Studio Steve, and I'm an audio engineer and a podcast producer, and I've helped dozens of clients and hundreds of students to get really impressive results with their podcasts, and I want to do the same for you. If you're at all reluctant to this idea of adding a YouTuber to the many hats you already have to wear as a podcaster, just do me a favor and hang with me. I'm sure after you hear my top 6 reasons, you will agree. But before we jump in, if you haven't yet, it would be really great if you'd subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Also, after you've heard my 6 reasons, I'd love to hear if you are convinced. Leave some comments and share this video with your fellow Podskis. Okay, so number 1, more discoverability. There's a discoverability problem on the podcast players like Apple and Spotify. There's really no simple practice that you can do that will make your show searchable. There's no simple way to be suggested or featured. YouTube, on the other hand, has many simple practices that will put your videos in front of people. If you spend a little time every week doing keyword research and using tools like TubeBuddy, you can easily find video and episode ideas and title ideas that you can actually rank for in search. So let's say, for example, that I have a podcast about vegan lifestyle, and I have an episode about dating a non-vegan. By using a tool like TubeBuddy, I can see that if I name my video, How to Date a Vegan When You're Not One, that whenever someone searches for that or something similar to that, that my video would rank in the top 3, if not the top position. This keyword research is so powerful, which is why really smart and crafty podcasters will actually conduct a ton of keyword research to inspire what their episodes will be about. The other feature on this point of discoverability is YouTube suggested videos. This has a lot to do with making quality videos that when people watch your videos, they're going to interact with your videos in a positive way. YouTube has a very advanced algorithm that tracks each of our behaviors. So when we like a video or share a video, YouTube will suggest other videos similar to it to us. You can take advantage of this too. It does take some work and effort, and our first few videos can be a little crappy. But if you keep consistent with your videos, you will get your videos suggested to people by YouTube. Currently, there is nothing like that on the big podcast directories. Okay, so even though that one point alone should have you convinced, here's another one. Number 2, you can customize your channel by creating and arranging playlists. This is especially great for evergreen content. There's so many podcasts that cover a wide range of topics that have hilarious segments or bonus episodes. Back to my vegan lifestyle podcast as an example. Maybe I have a bunch of random episodes and guest interviews where I talk about the struggles of traveling while vegan. Then I have episodes all about my favorite vegan recipes. Then I have some about inspiring stories. Wouldn't it be great if I could organize those into attractive playlists that were easy for my audience to pick and choose from? It would be so great if on the podcast players we could more easily direct certain listeners to certain episodes that they would enjoy the most. But on the podcast apps, we can't do that. On YouTube, we can. Number 3, greater potential to monetize. One of the questions that we get asked constantly is, can you make money with your podcast? And it's a tricky question to answer, but if you're serious about making money with your show, YouTube is a far easier and more realistic platform to start monetizing from. There are so many ways to monetize on YouTube. You can include affiliate links in your descriptions. After you get 1,000 subscribers, you can get paid from Google AdSense. You can sell merchandise directly from your YouTube channel, and you can build a membership program. Number 4, it's easier to interact with your listeners or your viewers. You're here on YouTube, so you know that if you leave a comment on this video right now, which you should, I will instantly get a notification on my phone because I'm set up with my Google account. And chances are that if I respond, which I will, you'll instantly get a response right back from me. This can be so valuable. Not only can I directly talk with my audience, but I can also tune into the chat they might be having among themselves inside each of my videos. YouTube also has a built-in feature to go live where you can live chat with your audience and engage even further, all on the same platform. Number 5, it's a different way to connect with people. When people listen to our podcast, it's a very intimate experience. They have us in their ears, almost in their minds. And the average podcast listener is willing to give us a lot of their time. This is part of what is so great about having a podcast and why so many YouTubers also have podcasts. Having your podcast on YouTube and actually allowing your listeners to see you is a completely different way of connecting. It's an incredibly valuable parasocial relationship. Just think about how different listening to someone versus listening and watching someone is. And although one isn't better than the other, and you'll find some of your listeners prefer one over the other, taking advantage of the camera will do more for your podcast growth than any other promotional effort you've done so far, many times over. And finally, number 6, your YouTube efforts can be repurposed into social media videos. Just like we can take our podcast episodes and repurpose them into YouTube videos, now we can take those YouTube videos and easily chop them up into videos and share them all over social media. There's no argument that on social media, video is king. And expanding your efforts and getting onto YouTube is going to take some work from you. You'll have to continually learn more about video editing, lighting, performing in front of the camera, etc. But I can promise you, if you put in the effort, if you become familiar with video production, a little bit of graphic design for your thumbnails, and you learn how to efficiently conduct keyword research, you will gain thousands of subscribers a lot easier and quicker than you ever would having a podcast alone. So what do you think? Do I have you convinced? What are your worries or your concerns? If you're ready to get started, or at least ready to learn more about what really goes into getting your podcast up and running onto YouTube and turned into a sleek channel, you can join us for a free 45-minute masterclass that will give you all the insight and information you need to really get started with YouTube. You can register for the masterclass at podsoundschool.com/podcast on YouTube. And I'll also leave the link in the description below. Also, I wasn't kidding about responding to your comment. I will, and I'd love to hear what you thought of my video and what's holding you back from turning that camera around on yourself. I mean, come on, chances are the thing you're watching this video on has a really sweet camera on it. What are you waiting for? There's people waiting to find you. I love putting these videos together for you. They're a lot of work and I try really hard to make them as informative as I can. So return the favor, share this video with another podski, and make sure that you have subscribed to our channel. Good luck with your podcasting endeavors, and until next time, happy casting.